Good morning. Thank you for coming today. It's heartwarming to see friends, colleagues, and family here. I'm Chris Bray from Haven, Vermont, in Madison County. My ancestors immigrated from Ireland and became Americans right here in the great state of Vermont. In 1854, the Brays arrived in North Danville, where they bought land and began farming. And though 6 generations of Brays have lived here since that time, I would actually like to start with a story that takes place outside of Vermont. While right down to my bones I'm proud to be a Vermonter, my childhood was spent away from the state. And time away from home often helps us better see and appreciate just what we have here. For reasons of work and my father's military service, my family moved out of state by the time I was born. I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut, a factory town whose motto proudly proclaimed it to be the hardware city of the world. Downtown, the vast Landers Ferry and Clark factory complex occupied 42 acres. The facility was surrounded by wrought iron fences that ran for blocks, and it included huge brick buildings, gateways, arches, turrets, its own railway system, and more. It was, in its own way, spectacular, a monument to Yankee ingenuity and industry. And then, when I was 10 years old, the unthinkable happened. It closed entirely. And in the years that followed, one company after another shut down, and their factories were abandoned. My town had been a vibrant city, with well-kept parks, museums, library, a great public school system, a busy main street full of shops, an opera house, and much more. But most of these things dried up and withered as the town lost over 10,000 people in less than a decade. This once proud city lost its heart and soul, and it did so as it lost its worth. As a child, I wanted to stop this, fix it. I remember asking if we couldn't use the buildings for something else. No, the adults said, it's just the way it goes. The jobs have moved south. In short, I watched a city die. Perhaps some of you have seen and felt something similar in your own town or community. During these same years, my family often came back to Vermont. I noticed the farms, and there were a lot of them. In fact, when I was born, there were over 11,000 dairy farms in the state of Vermont. Today, there are just over 1,000. And I feel, once again, that I'm seeing an industry die, witnessing a way of life disappearing, but this time, I'm not willing to stand by and watch it pass away. I'm not willing to accept that's just the way it goes, the jobs have moved on, and they're not coming back. I'm not willing to accept the end of a culture and a way of life that has been an essential part of Vermont for the last 200 years. And so today, I'm announcing my candidacy for Lieutenant Governor of the state of Vermont. If elected, I will faithfully serve my oath of office. I will preside over the Vermont Senate. I will serve on the Senate Committee on Committees. I will stand ready should anything happen to the governor. And I will also, using the unique position of the Lieutenant Governor's office, work full-time, year-round, with my legislative colleagues, with the new administration, with Vermonters all across the state to help us renew, rebuild, and revitalize our state. This renewed Vermont will help create a vibrant future for all Vermonters, a future with better economic opportunity, and with the genuine security of being part of a healthy community, regardless of whether that community is large or small, urban or rural. This is in no way a sentimental or nostalgic view of life here in Vermont. It is a hard and realistic one based on necessity and the need to adapt in order not just to survive, but to thrive. Vermonters have always been innovators. Vermonter Samuel Hopkins received the first U.S. patent ever issued. And other Vermonters went on to invent the electric motor, the elevator, the modern plow, the internal combustion engine, the steamboat, and many more items, up to and including recent work in wind, energy, and computer technologies. A renewed Vermont is in perfect keeping with our long history of ingenuity. The work I have done in the last 4 years, in the form of the Agricultural Viability Bill, the Farm to Plate Bill, the Biomass Bill, and others, is all part of helping us build a brighter future for Vermont. I have seen, and I know, that by working together creatively and respectfully, that we can and will do better. We will keep our farms and forests productive. We will produce more of our own food, making it safer and more nutritious, and in so doing, we will support better health, because good food is the foundation of good health. We will produce more of our own energy, using renewable resources, including wind, water, solar, and biomass from our farms and forests. We will keep our environment healthy so that Vermonters will be able to continue to walk, hike, fish, hunt, and recreate in our forests, rivers, and lakes. We will continue to be one of the world's top tourism destinations by maintaining our unique mix of green spaces, rural towns, and small, friendly cities. And as all these aspects of our farm, food, forestry, health, energy, recreation, and tourism industries do better, so will all the other businesses that do business with them, such as banking, building, manufacturing, and others. And last, as we continue to enhance our quality of life here in Vermont, that quality itself will serve as one of the strongest reasons that new businesses will actively choose to locate in our state. None of this, however, will happen quickly. This is a long-term view, a real solution, not quick-fix politics. This thoughtful approach will quietly yield results in the next year, in the next decade, and for decades to come. I can clearly see this vibrant future, a renewed Vermont, and I ask you to join me in working for this vision of a healthier, more vital, and enduring state. I stand before you ready to serve as your next Lieutenant Governor and committed to building a better Vermont for all Vermonters. Thank you for your time and attention. Now let's get to work.